Hi everyone, it's Tara. Welcome back to Tara's Take. So we're going to continue working on some things for our junk journal, our scratch junk journal. And I have been fiddling around with some stuff. I've made this envelope. I think it's really cute. Remember our print the other day from our jelly print? And I said, oh, I'm going to make an envelope from that. Well, I did. And I pulled my sewing machine out where I can get to it. So I did a little sewing on it and did some of the crinkle cut seam binding, crinkle cut, I always call it that, the crinkle seam binding, and added a little flower. And this is something I stamped, did some distressing on, scruffed up the edges, and I think that turned out pretty cute. So some of my words I've made. Let's see what else. Oh, I did this the other day with some words I made as well. And put a couple of little brads on there, made it look like a book plate. That's one of our little what do you call it, paperclip embellished paperclip lace. What do I call those? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Last Monday's junk journal or mass make. And then these were kind of fun. I took a playing card, and this playing card had the roses on it. I stamped some lines on there for them to write on. But what I used to get kind of that look of it being covered with tissue paper, which was a lot of fun, I used these e.l.f. Shine Eraser blotting sheets for your face. But the ones from e.l.f. are kind of look at this. They're not white. They're like a beige tan color. So when I put them on here, it gives you that effect, that you like. And then on this one, I did some of the, what's the ones we did last week? I'm looking here for them because I know they're here. Oh yeah. I'm using some of the, here it is, here's one. When we used the ink on the tissue paper with the die cut folders. So that's what this is. I covered a piece of the cardstock with this, okay? And then on top of that, I put this down, okay? And then I did a Mod Podge. On this one, on top of this side, which it looks really cool, I used nail polish. We all love to use nail polish, and I thought, what, that would look kind of cool. So I did that on that, and that's going to be one of the cards that goes in the journal. So I thought that maybe we'd make, I don't know, a few different journal cards because I'm going to need them. And so yeah, I thought it'd be kind of fun. So what you're going to need today, if you want to join in, is you're going to need some papers. If you have some of these blotters, you can also use tissue paper, of course. If you did this with me last week with the die cut machine, or the folders, you can use these to cover your cardstock. I'm also going to probably use some of the papers we did, especially the ones we did with the rice paper. And I told you, this one tore, and I'm going to keep it. Well, I kept all of them, and I'm probably going to do a little collaging onto these to make something kind of fun. So that's what I'm gonna do. I've got some glue, of course, got my scissors, my distress inks, and a few things to decorate with. Yeah, I'm gonna be using a glue stick, since for the most part, because I am working with such thin paper, that glue stick is permanent. It works great. It's the Scotch glue stick. And I may use some sandpaper to sand off the sides of these instead of cutting them. So there you go. I'm going to grab a couple of these cards. Let's see, what do we have? Let's use one of these gold ones. I haven't used one yet. Let's do one. That'll be fun, right? Let's do the Ace of Diamonds. I just want to see how this turns out. I actually think it might be pretty cute. So I was looking here. I want to see this really quick. What did I do? Okay, so on this one, I used the glue stick, and then, yeah, that's what I did. I used it on both sides with one of these pieces, okay? So I'm going to do that on this one. And I did have to, if I remember right, I did have to trim the card down slightly because they're a little bit long for these pieces. Yep. So first of all, I'm just going to put some of this glue in there. Get it on there really good, especially on those edges. But even in the middle, because you don't want it any air, you know, you want to keep it away from the air bubbles as much as possible. Now we could do 2 pieces, I guess. Let's try that. I did not try that the other day. Let's try it this time and see what happens if I bring that butting up against there. And as you can see, because this paper is so thin, don't have to do too much. I'm going to grab a dry wipe. I don't want to rub on it too hard and separate it. Okay, now I'm just going to push this card off of the paper. Okay. All right. Now let's get my. Now right now on this part, you can either trim this off. I trimmed it off on the other ones, but I'm going to use the sandpaper on this. And as you can see, it just roughens the edges and makes that come right off. Okay. So how's everybody doing today? What are you guys working on? Anything fun? It is technically today is not, let's see, I'll probably be releasing this on the Thursday of next week, since I have videos up through, you know, I do our something challenge on Mondays, or I mean Tuesdays, and then I do our mask make on Mondays. So yeah, so it's last Tuesday for me. You know what I'm going to do on this side, I think? I want to try something. I don't know if it'll work good. This is all trial and error. I've not done this on these cards before. But I kind of, instead of covering it and dulling it, I was thinking to maybe add. In fact, I know this looks weird, but since it's my card, it's my card and I can do what I want to. I'm just seeing how this nail polish affects the gold. With the gold. I love these cards and I've been dying to use them with something, but you know, with our stuff we do, you got to cover everything up. So I was wondering if maybe for fun we could just leave one side of this, not, you know, too decorated, and just kind of enjoy the beauty of the card. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't even know if this nail polish is actually going to do anything for this. Now it would on the other side, simply because the other side's got that paper on it now, and that dulled the look of the card. So I could probably put polish on top. Oh, actually that might bring the card back. Look at that. Do you see that? It's making it shiny again. So maybe that's a good thing. These cards are really not a good surface. They're very slick, and they're not a good surface to do any distressing on or anything. So I would need to do something to kind of damage the card to make it accept ink or glue or anything else. So I was thinking that the paper and then the nail polish might be that that stressor for it to make it, you know, have a base to build on. My mom used to, she was a beautician when I was younger, and she always used to, the reason I said damage is because she'd always say, you have to damage hair like yours, Tara, to make it hold any curl. And what she meant by that was either using chemicals or like permanent on it, or dye, or also what do you call it? Hairspray. So any, you know, she said you have to do a little bit of damage to it to give it any hold. Your hair's too straight and it's too slick. You know, I've always had very straight, and my hair had no elasticity, you know, all that. So that's where I got that phrase, that term, you have to damage that plastic. It's like sometimes you have to sand shiny paper to get it to actually hold any glue. You know what I mean? It's the same concept. So I was thinking with these, it might be fun. I'm going to let that sit over. Where am I going to sit this? I don't want it bumping anything. I'm going to let it sit right here and just kind of hang out while I do another thing. Oh, I got nail polish all over that. I'm gonna grab my scissors, close this up. I kind of want to make a few like this, but maybe a little bit bigger. So I was thinking to do a nice big journal card. So I'm probably going to go ahead and, because I don't really have any yet. I've been focused more on fussy cutting and getting things ready for the journal, and I haven't other things, and I haven't really focused on, like, I've got a bunch of things fussy cut now and a few things made, and I'm like, okay, now I need to focus on giving myself a platform to put them on, like a journal card or a tag, you know. And that's why I was working on doing the backgrounds. I really wanted those papers that we did with the jelly prints so that I could have a good background on some cardstock to make my cards and my tags and that kind of thing. I don't know. Like I said, you guys know by now, I've never done a journal like this, so it's a huge challenge for me. It's different, and yeah, it's good, but it's new to me, so I'm having to kind of feel my way. Okay. All right, so we've got that now. I really like these. I might make some more of these, the tissue paper backgrounds, because they're just kind of perfect for what we're doing here. And I love this one. This one is just, ugh. And that is all on this brown cardstock. That is completely from the piece that we did together. See, here's another one, you know. And yeah, so just like this one. So it's very fun, very fun. Okay. All right. Now I'm trying to think ahead. Now I kind of jumped on the video. I was like, Lord, what do I do today? I really want to do some work on this. What should I video? You know, I think a lot of our videos in the next few weeks or next couple of weeks of getting this journal done is going to be focused around just whatever I'm crafting that day, you know, whatever I'm making is what we're going to work on. You guys are just going to hang out with me while I do this journal, which was the challenge anyway. I mean, that was the whole point. I was asked in, you know, the thing that Mags had made a comment in our Facebook group about was everybody does all this paper crafting, but nobody, you know, not a lot of people just make a journal from beginning to end on their channel where, you know, that's mostly what they're focusing on. So that's what I'm doing. I've done this before as far as making journals on the channel. We've actually done quite a few journals on the channel, but yeah, this was just the experience of doing it from scratch, not having a bunch of extra goodies to play with and stuff. So okay, so now I'm going to go ahead, and I think on this one it's got the brown, and remember we're doing the purples, greens, the neutrals. That's our main, you know, focus. So I'm going to go ahead. I think I put it over here. Where did I put it? Oh, it might be in the drawer. Just looking for my, here it is. Okay. So we are going to make this one a green edge. I like that. I think that's pretty. So yeah. I have added, I know I posted it in our Facebook group, and it's this week. I just did it. I know this is going up next week. By then you guys will have probably seen it, but I did post, I have new book packets in the shop. I'll probably announce this again on this last Monday. You probably already heard me say this. But also there's a new digi set of vintage photos, and there's going to be another one going up, a set 3. I just have to get it prepped, and it's going to be more kind of an eclectic mix of vintage different things, tickets and stuff like that. So it's going to be kind of all over the place, not so much. I'm looking here, I've got some pretty This one's pretty. Let's see. This could be, oops, go this way. Nah, I don't really like the yellow. It's not quite matching, right? This one probably won't either. Nope. Anyway, yeah, so those are available in the shop in case you wanted to have some. I really like this. I wonder if I added, I don't know if this will work. I don't want to mess it up, but I want to try something. Just to kind of, maybe not with the sponge. Let me use my brush. Let's use the brush. Let's see. Sorry for the loud noises. My neighbor is slamming the door. And my window's right there, so it comes through, not slamming, he's just shutting it loudly. So I was just thinking if I added some oxide to this and yellowed this paper a bit, which anybody who knows me knows I don't like the bright white, black and white. I like more of the, yeah. Beautiful. I like that picture a lot. We have little cards here. And this is what I was talking about. I'm going to grab. So what I have here is my little, I better put it this way so I can see where I'm going down at. Tippy, honey. Shh. Hushy. Hushy. So this is all I did the other day to, just trying to make sure I'm sort of in the middle. Pretty close. I hope that fits and I didn't go over too far. Let me see. I might have went over too far. No, it'll be okay. It's right there on the edge. I should have went in just a hair more, but anyways, so I'm doing this real quick so you guys can see what I did to make this here, if I can find it. Now that I'm looking for it, of course. It's right here. It's literally right here. The one I showed you. Here, this one. So it kind of looks like a book plate, but it's just a word plate, you know? I just thought it looked really cute, so I'm going to do a little bit of brown. I kind of like to mix my colors a little bit, and so I was thinking that I would do some brown and green. Okay, and what was I going to do? There, I'm going to go around these edges just to darken this up a little bit more. You know, you guys, I always push down and turn to get my ink on here, and I gotta tell you, the other day I was doing it like this, and I'm having a much better result when I rub it across the thing. Probably a bunch of you out there are like, yeah. Not me. I did not know that. Yeah, for me it's working really good. So just throwing it out there, if you didn't know, that might work a little better for putting ink on your dauber. And then I'm going to do some on this side as well, just because I love it. All right. Okay. Now again, I'm going to come back in with the green. I want all of this to match. I love the brown and green together. Actually, I love vintage photo with any color. It just deepens whatever color you're working with, and I think that's fun. And if you haven't used this paper, you know, it's just makes it super easy to create a journal card or a tag, you know, because then you can face it with whatever you want, but you've already got that craft look, you know. Somehow I had glue on. I bet you it was already on the paper because this isn't wet like at all. So anyway, it's all right though. I'm not gonna worry about it. So what I was thinking, I'm gonna grab my glue page here real quick, is that I would put this paper down real fast. And if you notice, I'm kind of trying to hurry. I want to get as much done on this video as possible with you guys. And I want these to be pointing down. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. Maybe a little bit further down. Okay, and I'm going to grab my, oh, here it is, my Mod Podge, and I'm going to throw a little bit of the old Mod Podge on top. Now, I will say this, you can actually Mod Podge with a glue stick. It does work pretty good, but in this instance, I'm going to use regular Mod Podge because I think it's more what I want to do. Let me put this glue page underneath again so I don't get it all over that white. The reason I'm doing this, and I know it's going to move that ink a little bit, but it's okay. I just wanted it to kind of have that pretty shiny, I wanted it to feel thicker, and you know what I'm saying? It kind of gives it a leathery feel when you do the Mod Podge on it, and I love that. And so, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry. And then after that dries, I'm going to add some, I'm going to add my little thing that we're going to finish right now. It won't take too long. I'm just going to sit it over here, push it up so it's not, I don't want it drying to this paper. So I'm going to sit it over here by itself and let it do its thing. Now, I have a tendency to leave my lid off, and I'm trying to get out of that habit. Now I'm going to go ahead. Let's see, what one do I want? We have a few different ones in here. I think I'll just go ahead and use, wait, is that two different ones? Let me see. I think it is. Yeah, let's look for another one in the more brown tone. There we go. Okay. And I just did the brads on here. Oh, come on now. Okay. Super easy way to just give yourself that little, I don't know, you know, just those little extra touches are cute. And kind of make it look, like I said, like a little book plate. I should have went in just a little bit more on the one, but it's all right. And then I'm going to add a little bit of gold over here. I wonder, I have, oopsie. I've not used this a lot. I don't know how it would work, but I'm going to give it a try. This is kind of a, I want to see, will it do anything? It is a rust coppery colored ink that I have had in my drawer forever. Oh, it is. It's pretty cool looking, actually. So I'm going to take one of my little brushes and go over this because I like the color. Yeah, I like that. That's fun. It says beautiful. I feel like I kind of colored that too much. I mean, now it looks a little bit like you can't see it as well. So what I think I'll do is try to go over this and see if I can see it good enough. Okay. If if I take these out real quick, I'll be able to go flush on there, and that'll help. Thank you for your patience. Talk amongst yourselves, as Miss Gail would say, while I fix my error here, or at least try to. Okay, so I'm going to bring this back down onto there. Okay, now what I'm going to do to get this a little darker is I'm going to spray it. You know how I do. And I'm going to grab my mini little finger thingy, which is what I use to do this when I, okay. Let's get that back over there, right where you belong. Here, like, okay. There. All right, it'll show up now. There we go. Beautiful. But I still have that copper look there, which is what I wanted. Okay. Now I'm going to stick this back on. So as you can see, you can, if you can go onto it close enough, you can get your, if you need to redo a stencil, you can do it. It's possible, because I did it. Not bad. Okay, so now that is ready. Let me see if you can see that. Can you see it's got like the copper on it, and I like that. Okay, so that's going to go on this little guy over here. Oh, you know what I did? I'm such a dork. Oh my gosh. T, you really, ugh. I moved my box over and I sat it right on top of my card and damaged some of it. Look, I hit it right there. Ah, I suck sometimes. Right when I'm feeling like, oh, I'm doing pretty good, you know. Nope, she's not. We're just going to take and do a little coat right there. It's still going to be a little bit damaged, but I am not going to worry about it. I think it's going to look cute anyway, even though I screwed it up. I'm going to pause for a second and rinse my brush. Be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. So, remember when we did our fussy cut or torn cuts we did with the, like the, that brown paper I have, and then I did all the stamping, all that good stuff. Okay, so this is dry, and it looks pretty cool. It's very shiny and pretty. And then on this side, it's a little bit duller, but you can still see the gold shining through. And then on top, you've got like the speckles from that paper. But now you have a surface where they can actually write on. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is grab one of my pieces of corrugated cardboard, and I'm going to give them, whoever gets this journal, because yes, it will be available when it's done. I don't usually keep any of my journals. I sell them because I write, like I've told you before, when I journal, I write in normal journals and just, you know, your average notebook. I'm boring. So we're going to put, okay, we're going to put that like that, and then I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get some lines on here. This worked really good for me on the other one, so I'm hoping it does on this one. Nope, not on this one. Well, I think it's the color. I ended up, you know what, I remember that. I ended up using black ink for that because of this very thing. It didn't really show up. I forgot. Okay. Let's see here. I hope I can get it this time. There we go. So now they have some lines on the back to write on. I know they're a little crooked. I'm not going to worry about it because I think that stuff like that with us is fun. But they have a surface now to write, okay? And then on this side, I think I'm going to put this little plant, little plant going up. I like that. So I'm going to use my glue here and a glue page. Now I would do a lot more decorating probably if I was thinking, you know, of charms and stuff like that on this, but the reason I'm not going to is because they're going to write, it'll be somewhere they can write on. So I just want it to be kind of simple. And I think the flash of the playing card is enough to draw attention to itself. You know what I mean? I may put in the corner here. Let me see. It's my little guys. I have these little guys. Aren't they cute? Look at those. There's so many. They're so cute. I just, you know, every time I use them, I'm like, huh, which one to use, you know? Let's see. Let's do the dragonfly. He's cute. Yeah, we're going to do a little dragonfly. Grab that black ink again because it just works better, I think. Make sure. Okay, we're just going to do him right here in the corner. There you go, little dragon. Oh, he's cute. Okay, cool. So we got a little, you know, a little fun decoration on there. And there's that side. So there's a little journal card. Okay. And so we have that one. We have this one. We have this one. This says joy. And now let me look and see how this little baby's doing over here. Still drying, as you can see. She's still drying. So, but I do think I'll go ahead and put this plate on here now. Just so once it's dry, it's on there really good. Okay. Yep, I need to where's my kids? Even though I put a lid on this, it tends to clog up a little bit or dry up too much. And you can use any glue you want on this. Something like this, you could use, you know, your hot glue gun. Actually, that would be kind of cute probably because it would be a little bit raised. Actually, it's going to be raised anyway just because of the brads, huh? So, yeah, it'll be fine. Just got to make sure these are pushed in. And this one's pushed in. Okay. There. Now. Let's get this over just a hair. I wanted it to be, there we go. Better. All right. So there is another one. I'm just going to wipe this, blot this glue up. It'll dry clear, so it's not going to matter, but there. So there's that one. Okay. And I may add, you know, a little bit of gold. It messed up the paper right there. So annoying. I'm annoying when I do stuff like that. But anyway, so there's my another little card. I'm going to let that finish drying. It's pretty dry, but it could still use a little bit more. And then I was thinking that we could do, let's see, is it big enough? Yeah. Okay, now we're going to use some of this paper that we had from the other day. And I had all these torn pieces, and so I was going to do a little collaging on one of these, okay? We'll use this side because it's got some glue on it anyway. This is just some hopefully some stuff that will inspire you while I'm getting inspired. This is all, I kind of spent yesterday doing this off the cuff and just sitting here experimenting and putting things on the paper, and yeah, so okay. I really liked this color scheme. I don't remember exactly how I managed to get it, but I think it was that light green and the pink. Pretty sure. You know what? I'm thinking. Let me look here really quick. We have this one that didn't turn out very good either. That was the whole point. It was the ones that, kind of just weren't as great by themselves, but I thought would be very cool for collaging. So that's what we're gonna do. I hope this turns out kind of pretty. I'm just kind of putting them over the edge, and I'm gonna get off there. I'm gonna trim it when I'm done. Grab another piece of this one. Let us see what we end up with here, right, guys? And we will probably Mod Podge over this as well. So in the long run, so it'll be interesting, is what I was thinking in my head. Should be interesting. Get you down just a tad. Okay. This was on the rice paper, I believe. Yeah, this is the rice paper. I can feel it. I'm just making the edges frayed, and then I think I want to put one purple up through, or green, one of the two here. Let me see. Yeah, I'll put one strip going like right there. Right here. To kind of break the monotony of the, I don't want all the peach, you know what I mean? I do it like that. And then this corner I'm going to do with the other one. And then we'll trim it. Oops, come on now. See, there, wait, nope. Got to get it in there enough. There. Looks pretty stupid right now. But you know what? I've learned to just not judge a book by its cover until it's done. And then if it's really bad, when I know something is really just not going to cut it is when I come back to it the next day and look at it once I've got fresh eyes, That's when I go, okay, yeah, I still don't like it, or it still don't look right, or it's not jiving up, But I found, as you all have found, I'm sure, most of you, if you're not brand new to this, that when you layer and you just give yourself the opportunity to walk away from a piece of work and come back to it. And then also when you start adding things to it, or you start building on it with distress inks and, or stamping or whatever, it just takes on a new life, Like right now, am not, I'm not digging it, but that's okay. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to worry about it yet. Okay. Because. Who's old enough to know? Show of hands where that's from. Wizard of Oz. Y'all knew, right? I'm looking here, and I'm thinking, first of all, I'm going to go, not this one, I'm going to take this around the edges a little bit. I'm going to put a couple things back so I'm not tripping over myself on my desk. I've been actually doing kind of good about cleaning my desk a little bit. You know what I think I'm going to grab? It's this. If I can get it out of here. Come on. Come on, you little stinker. There. I have it Vintage Photo Archival ink. And I was wondering if it is still... The reason I'm thinking to use the archival is because I would like to I'm probably going to Mod Podge this or cover it with something. And I was thinking that it'd be better if it was archival ink so it doesn't move quite so much like the other one. But we'll see. Alright, so there's that. See, just adding some ink to it kind of starts to give it a different feel. And then one of my favorite little stamps. Let's see if I can get it to show up. I might have to use, yeah, I'm going to use my archival. It's darker, has a little more life to it. And again, it won't lift for me, so. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I know. I'm going to try, though. I can't help myself. You know how I am, you guys. I know. You're probably all like, what are you doing? It really don't matter. Look at that. I did it. Sometimes my madness works. Okay, and then I was thinking some, where's my other stamps? Where are you, my little love? I've got these words here. Let's see, I gotta make sure, yeah. I have no idea. I may need to use the black. Yeah, I need to use the black. And I need it to be archival anyway, so it doesn't lift. All right. And I'm just gonna kind of, I probably should use my thingy, huh? You're right. Don't be so brave, Tara, that you get stupid. Use your block. I know, I know. Y'all are so right. So I'm just gonna hint here and there. Not a lot. Just okay. There. Okay. It's not looking so bad. Huh. I'm not hating it now. I really didn't like it a minute ago, but now I'm like, maybe. Look at this little birdhouse. What do you think? Would that look cute? A little birdhouse. Just because it's all greenery and kind of gardeny and, you know, maybe just like I don't know, up here. Let's try it. Little bird houses. Maybe one right here. I mean, you know I'm going to put something on top of this, but I'm just thinking that this kind of is cute. And then maybe one on the back in the corner. There we go. And don't do that yet. I'm just kind of diving in and going for it with you guys here with me and playing. This is what I do when I'm by myself. I just kind of, you know, dive in and play. Have some fun. I'm going to get this on there. And yes, I'm going to create some more lines on the back of this one. Probably didn't go over far enough on that. Watch, I betcha. Oh no, it's not bad. It's not too bad, right? There. Just so they can write, you know. Cute. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. I actually kind of like it just how it is. It's pretty. Right? It's not that bad. I mean, unless I'm imagining it. Maybe I'm just seeing things. Because it's very true. That happens sometimes. Now, again, I am going to, since we used the green, I'm going to do that again on the distressing. So yeah, today I just I wanted to try and use a few different things that we've been working on together, like the jelly prints, the die cut folders, you know, stuff like that, that we could actually use to just make a combination of ephemera for the book. Yeah, so that was my goal. So far, so good. I seem to be achieving it pretty well. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do some Mod Podge on this because I do want it to be a little bit, I don't know, thicker, a little firmer. And like I said, I love that leathery feel that, and since it was kind of decoupaged a little bit, you know, with all this, the collaging of the, there. All right, yep. One last little over it, and I have to make sure and put my lid on. I have a tendency not to remember to do that, and then I regret it later when I go to use it, and I have all this big old blobs of glue coming out. Now let's take a little look at this one, see how it looks. Yeah, see, it's got a really cool feel. It's dry now. It's got a little damage right there, but that kind of gives it character. What do you think? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And so we did that one. We did the one we just finished, and we did this little cutie pie that's super simple and just a little journaling card with a playing card. I didn't go mass on it. I could paint the leaves. I mean, I guess we could do that real quick. You can even just use some archival ink to do that. Let me grab a brush. I have a tiny brush over here. Let's see, this is my little guy I like to use on like everything, but I think he's a little too fat. Let me see. Let's try this guy. He's a makeup brush, and let me see, what do I get if I do this? Oh, there you go. See, we can do them green. And kind of super easy way to do this. And I'm using that archival ink, so it's permanent. It's not gonna come up or anything. And I guess we could have a little fun around the edges and do some black just to really highlight the card. So we'll get fancier. Okay. This is kind of time consuming. Sorry about that. Now that I've started, you know I have to finish so you guys can see what it looks like. I'm sure you can probably imagine it's just going to be a little green plant, but it's kind of cute. I hope it inspires. I could totally have used like my paints and all that, but I didn't want to pull everything out, to be honest. Or you could use some watercolor brush. I mean, not brush. Yeah, actually, you could use some watercolor markers, or you could use watercolor pencils to do this. You know what I mean? Anything that's kind of smaller you can get in there to paint the leaf. Yeah, so you can do it with lots of stuff, but I am choosing it to do it with an eyeshadow brush. I don't really use my makeup brushes too much anymore for makeup. It's just rare that I do, and I have a huge collection of makeup because, you know, I was a total makeup freak for years, and I still love my makeup, but I don't really need the brushes. I didn't use brushes forever, and then I got into them when I was in my late 40s, and I hadn't used them my whole life. And then I kind of just got out of them again because for a long time, and I collected a bunch. And then I just was one day, I'm like, you know, I still blend better with my fingers, and, you know, I never used a brush to put powder on. Even a lot of makeup artists will tell you that powder puffs don't move your foundation like a brush will. Brushes will move your foundation if you're not careful. You have to be, you know, super careful. I don't like that. So I just stopped using them. And when I started painting again, I told Cordy, you know, I should just use a lot of these brushes as paint brushes. And sure enough, guess what? They work awesome. I mean, they're just awesome, literally. And you can get effects with them that you can't get with paper. I mean, there's some of those have some shapes to them, you know, that you don't really see. So there you go. That's painted. And now what was I saying I would do? Oh, yeah, black. Okay, you guys, I got this the other day. You know me, I'm horrible about putting my items. And the reason is because I go away from the video and then I forget what I said in the video. So if you want to know where to find this, it's on Amazon. And all you got to do is type in Faber-Castell or Pitt Artist Pen soft brush. Really, that's all you need is Pitt Artist Pen soft brush. Can you see? And different brands will come up. This is just the brand I got, and it's black. They have them in white. I believe they have them in other colors. But it kind of does and you kind of get that second to move it, but you don't really need to. It kind of does what the woody pencil does, just kind of a little bit quicker, I find. So, you know, I don't have to wet it down, as you can see. And on paper, I was using it the other day, and I rubbed it a little bit. I'm noticing when I do that on this, it's kind of rubbing it off, so I'm going to let it dry. But you still get that same intense look around the edges, okay, as you can see. And yeah, it's fun. And it's a Pitt, P-I-T-T, Artist's Pen. I had never heard of them. I saw someone using one in a video the other day, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I've never heard of that. She goes, if you don't have these and you love to give dramatic shading to the edges of stuff, you need one. And yeah, and like I said, I'm going to get white too. This only costs like $5, so totally worth it. Anyway, so there we go. There's that little card. Isn't he cute? He's pretty cute, right? So we got that one. And we have this little beauty. And now this one is drying. And look at that. Look at that. Our little collage from our jelly plate. Our little acrylic play we had the other day with a few stamps. So I hope you all are feeling inspired. I am. I love you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you probably tomorrow. God bless. Bye.